Hi, here's wishing you all a very happy, prosperous, and healthy new year. And let's hope and pray that the pandemic is behind us and we have learned the lessons from the pandemic. So, here I'm going to talk to you about a small tip here on what is management utility when you are actually gathering customer and client requirements. So, at times you get this requirement that they need a management utility software in place, and that is going to be the clinching part of the deal in an RFP and an RFC, saying that do you have a management software along with whatever you ship. So management software is typically a piece of software that helps you to run or manage your software quite effectively along with everything else. So let us say that you've got a piece of software that you're running, and you need to understand how many users are there on the platform, how is their behavior. You want to capture some kind of metrics on how to serve them better, or let us say the example of user provisioning, like you are an internet service provider and you want to provision some set of new broadband users, and they want some on the fly SIM cards to get that done. So how do you provision them in the system? So all of this is typically part of this management utility software. So it could be technical in nature, it could be functional in nature, so it could be any of those which is there. So technical management software components could be your system SAM on Unix, system administration manager on Unix, your task manager on Windows, and so on. So those could be your technical ways of looking at management utility tools. There could be functional management utility tools also, which will tell you how many number of users are, how many users have an account with you, how many have account balances active, how many are dormant users, how many are active users. So all of those kind of information also can be captured using a management utility software. So at times this is a deal maker or breaker in large deals. So as we've seen, it can actually be a deal breaker in large deals. And based on my experience, what I've seen is that this piece of requirement comes from US and European markets, which are more mature, and the expectations and demand is higher for management software right from day one. So from other geographies, typically they run the piece of software for a few years and then they say, okay, we need some software that will help you manage the system and so on. So the requirement is not a day one requirement, but in more advanced developed countries such as the US market and European Union, typically they have this requirement right on day one that they need a piece of management software to be they're catered as a part of your RFC and RFPs. So the examples of such software in the technical arena could be your Nagios, your New Relic, App Dynamics, and those kind of things. But in the functional space, it could be just your customer dashboards view, which the operating admin uses it for getting his job done quickly. And the number of users provisioned, you want to turn on, turn off a particular user, you want to give him certain users some super access, so you want to know what is the rate at which users are logging in, logging out, what are the time spent on the website, what is the buying trend of a particular user. So it could be all of those things based on what you specify are your requirements in the management utility software. So this also has a reference in the TOGAF IIIRM, that is Integrated Information Reference Model Architecture, as the management block. So that block actually does this bit, which is the management and also the monitoring. So it is said that you cannot measure, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. So it is quite a good thing to actually have this utility that is there alongside, which can help you solve that stuff. So here's leaving you with of course, you can get into another topic which is related to this, that's of monitoring. but we will keep it restricted to management utilities here per se. And here is leaving you with this quick tip on how to use management utility software to get things done in your products and solutions. Stay tuned for more such information. Share, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much.